Rewarding your players is by far one of the greatest challenges a dungeon master, both inexperienced and experienced, will ever face. And in today's episode of DMing 101, I'm going to help you figure that out. What is up, everyone? I am Talon, your humble dungeon master, and as a quick reminder, I do stream every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over at twitch.tv. Link and everything you need is that down in the description box below. However, starting tomorrow, Monday, the 30th, I'm going to be streaming Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord for all the rest of the week. And yes, the beard is in fact braided. You are not hallucinating. Someone in my stream tonight redeemed the braid the beard reward with using the channel point system I have set up. So Amber came out and braided my beard for me on stream. Now then, on to the actual reason you're here. As I have mentioned in previous episodes of DMing 101, balancing your campaign and everything in it, including rewards, is a trial and error. It is a dance that you have to learn, and you're still gonna screw up no matter what. I make mistakes, Matt Mercer makes mistakes, Matt Colville makes mistakes, Chris Perkins makes mistakes. All the famous dungeon masters, every dungeon master makes mistakes. You have to remember that. You are human. You're gonna make mistakes. Balance is trial and error, and eventually you will learn it. You will learn how to balance something. Just understand that you're going to make mistakes. And if you're having an issue with balance and you can't quite figure it out, take a step back. Get some outside help from third-party apps. There are literally hundreds of free-to-use apps that randomly generate loot on the iOS App Store and Google Play Store. There are literally hundreds of them, specifically for D&D 5th edition, 3.5, 4th edition, Pathfinder 2nd edition. There's a butt ton of them. Go use those. I use them quite often, actually, because they help. They also get me thinking about items that I wouldn't normally give out. For example, potions, scrolls, weird little those weird astrolabe orbs or whatever the hell they are called, the drift globes, that's what they're called, that 5th edition has. I don't think about those all the time, so I don't really give them out, which is a failing on my part, but those apps do help. Now, say that you mess up on balance and you give your 3rd level wizard the Staff of Magi, and you realize, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. They are annihilating everything now. Before the session starts or after the session, talk to your players. Hey guys, I messed up. Is there something we can work out? I shouldn't have given you that staff, Mr. Wizard. Can we figure something out? Like maybe the staff suddenly stops working, or you can't use it until you reach a certain point, or something. If you as a dungeon master are willing to reach a compromise with your players, they are more willing to meet you halfway and make a compromise, and they're more willing to work with you in these things on mistakes you do make. I have had to retcon entire sessions because of a mistake, but I was willing to make an agreement and reach a compromise with my players about it, and that's fine. You will find that if you talk to your players and if you're open and honest about those things and mistakes that you make, they will be willing to work with you to help you out and push you forward so you can create more of the world and story they love. And this is, again, a failing I have, but if you really want to give magic items to a low-level party, pull yourself back a little bit and give them some potions, some level 1 or 2 scrolls. Call it good. Now, you don't want to give them potions of invisibility or potions of storm giant strength. No. Potion of hill giant is fine for level 3s. You want to give them healing potions. Like, here's a potion of healing. Here's a couple potions of healing. Here is a level 2 scroll of healing word. Here's a level 2 scroll of chromatic orb. Stuff like that. Don't give them potion. Don't give a level 1 party potion of dragon's breath. That is asking for trouble. Another way to look at this is, instead of, your potions, your scrolls, your staves, your weapons, your armor, your gold, you don't need to give them any of that as a reward. Instead, you can spice up a reward with other things. Noblemen, kings, people like that, people in very high in society, have the ability to give your players, discounts in it with a guild. Like the Merchants Guild, if they work for the Merchants Guild is going to give them discounts as a reward in the future, so they can pay them less. A nobleman may give your party a title, the players in it a title, or they'll give them land, or they can get information. Like, hey, I can't pay you anything, but I do have information on this really, really cool sunken ship that was transporting a fuck ton of gold. Y'all may be in some powerful and some magical stuff that y'all may be interested in. And there you go, you just got an adventure hook. You now have an entire adventure hook for them to get a boat out into the North Ice Sea and go diving in frigid, ice cold glacier water for a sunken ship in search of gold. There you go. Just because you gave them information as reward instead of money. Those are all options. You can come up with other options as well. Things that I personally do in my campaigns is I tend to run very low magic worlds. So magical items are really rare and hard to come by. And, a lot of just magic in general is rare and hard to come by. So whenever the players reach, level 5, level 6, I'll start rolling out, the +1 weapons and the +1 armor. In very small doses, only a couple party members get them. And then once all the party members have at least a +1 item, or at least a small magical item that does something basic and simple, I'll start amping it up just a little bit, one piece at a time, as they level. So by the time they reach level 15, they're gaining, +5 long swords, or they're getting defenders and fucking +3 flame tongues. They're getting a bunch of stuff by the time they reach level 15, 16, 17, and on. Last little bit of advice that I can give new dungeon masters especially is stay away from custom magic items. I know the feeling of power and the feeling of this really cool idea you have for a bow that the book doesn't have. Oh man, it would be so awesome. And then you give it to a level 2 ranger. You gave your +5 epic bow of insanity to your level 2 ranger, who then climbs up onto a tower and just starts shooting it into a crowd in the city. That happened to me. I actually made a longbow of insanity that whenever a creature is hit with an arrow shot from that bow, the bow enchants the arrow to drive that person into a mindless rage if they fail their save. So the ranger climbed up to a tower, started shooting his bow down at the people in the town. He got caught and killed. He was executed, but not before 20 people went batshit insane and slaughtered everybody, or a bunch of people. You get my gist. Stay away from custom magic items until you feel you understand what balance is and that you're properly able to execute it. Plain and simple. Of course, if you find a really cool magic item, like say on the DM Academy or D&D Behind the Screen subreddits, or on Twitter or Facebook, that you really want to use, ask the person who made it, like, hey, what level party would you recommend giving this to? I got a party of level 3s and I really want to use this magic item, but I'm afraid it's a bit too overpowered for my campaign. That's all the time I have for this episode. Once again, I'm going to be streaming through probably honestly the entire week Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. Been waiting for that game for 10 years, man. So stop by the stream. Seriously, come stop by, drop a follow. Ask me any questions you have about D&D, about myself. I'll answer them. I love to talk with you guys. You know that. That's all the time I have for this. And just as always, everybody, I'll see you in the next one, Dungeon Masters.
Oh,
What left to stand on my couch? Farting a huge shit out of my pussy.
my pussy. My pussy.
Sorry, my Scottish accent just came out.
Oh, I've been farting a huge shit out my pussy.
Great game, everybody. This is a great fucking game.